7 appointments set in 1 week. Jaime will explain how she did it next. We are here with super agent, amazing person, Jaime Lipson. We are very grateful to have her on our team, and she did something that I think every agent wants to do right now. She set 7 appointments. I need 2 hands for this. 7 appointments in 1 week. And it came from a change in your approach, which I love that you pivoted, you looked at what was going on. So explain how you did it. How did you get all these appointments?
Yeah, so instead of going out and cold calling, I actually went through my database and called people with a goal in mind, and with I was bringing them something of value. And so instead of just cold calling, they were actually receptive to my call. They appreciated the information and they wanted to meet up. And so I wasn't just following up to follow up. I was actually following up with intention to set that meeting and get them a home.
So I love what you said there. You know how I feel about the follow-up call or the check-in call. So what were you talking about? What was the value add? Because there's a lot of things you could do with that, whether it's a home they want to see, whether it's what's going on in the market. What were some of the things you used to bring value instead of just, hey, are you ready to buy a home yet? I'm a realtor, which I know you don't do.
No, I don't.
I know, but just we're embellishing a little bit.
Yeah, so with the uncertainty of the market and how we are seeing interest rates rise and houses aren't flying off the shelves with, waiving all inspections and giving away your firstborn, I would call them and let them know that this is just back to a regular pre-pandemic market and it's a great market to be in. I would give them information about interest rates, what's actually going on in the market, so that they weren't listening to, the sky is falling, the world's coming to an end. So I told them what is happening in the market and how they specifically can benefit from that.
So I love that. And it doesn't sound like you had an intention of setting an appointment, but not an expectation to set the appointment. There's a difference there because obviously the goal of the call is to set appointments, and you make a ton of phone calls. So you're bringing value about, hey, the news isn't always right, which is a major problem right now. I mean, yes. The clickbait is just such an issue. So combating that instead of just saying, I don't know what to do about it and throwing your hands up in the air, you brought value about what's going on in the market, you explained what's actually happening, and you got 7 appointments. So you said you went through your database, and that's where you found these people. Were there any triggers there? Was it someone you had talked to and maybe you just felt like you didn't have a good conversation? Or how did you navigate the database? Because I think a lot of people get lost with the amount of leads they're working sometimes.
Yeah, so I relied heavily on what's called the now wall, which is people who are actively searching online for homes. So obviously they already have it in the back of their mind that they'd like to make a change or make a move. So I reached out to those people first. Those are more bottom funnel people. Mm-hmm. And then I also reached back out to people who maybe I spoke to 3, 4, 5 months ago and hadn't spoken to in a while. And I asked them, I gave them the information and I updated them on the market. And then I just really asked them, what's your thought? Where are you in your home search? How can I help, kind of thing? And a lot of people were interested and liked that I knew what I was talking about and I knew the market data, and so they trusted me, and then they wanted to move forward.
I love that because so many agents, they just call and they go right after the appointment. There's no rapport building, there's no, I don't want to say hook, that's not the right word, there's no education, there's no value add, and knowing the market data, it probably doesn't take a lot of time to learn it, but you got to spend some time studying and knowing what you're talking about. So you went through, you used the CRM to your advantage, you went through the leads you already had, you used the scripts, you knew the market data. We've heard all this stuff before. So for someone out there watching that maybe is having trouble setting appointments, or they're struggling to get to that next step, or they're doing a lot of activities, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so I think one of my biggest challenges is getting out of my own head. And so if people are searching online, or they have maybe given a little clue as to they're thinking about moving in the next 6 to 12 months, whatever the case may be, like you said, I didn't call with the intention of I'm just going to get, this person's going to buy or sell a house in the next week. I called with intent, and I got out of my mindset that they didn't want to hear from me, and I was bringing value. And so I just told myself that these people are benefiting from working with me. And once you believe that in yourself, it comes off on the phone.
What's this done for your confidence level?
It's definitely increased my confidence. I mean,
Look at that smile when I ask this question. Like, this is good.
I am fully coachable. Tom knows his stuff, and so I just take all of that into play. I mean, it's not just one thing. It's script practice. It is going to trainings. It is taking all that you hear that you are being told and put it into effect. And when you do that, and the more you do it, the more confident you are, and the better you'll get at it.
So you're very kind. That means a lot. I mean that seriously. And what I love about this is, hey, I'm practicing. I'm trying to get a little better every day. And your mind does mess with you a little bit. Like your head, we've heard this. Your head's a scary place to be, right? Our friend Tom Ferry says that all the time. And sometimes when you can just go through and do the thing anyway, and then it works once, then it's like, all right, I'm going to go do this again. And you get kind of like a dopamine hit a little bit when you do it. So just congratulations. I'm super excited. You should see her prospect board. It's like, it's this giant whiteboard. It's probably bigger than what we have in the studio here, just full of people ready to transact. So we're going to see big things from Jaime in 2023. Write it down right now. Thanks for coming on. Great stuff here. We'll be back next week. And if you want to get in touch with Jaime, we got all our information right here on the video. She can definitely help you with whatever you need. Great hacks here. Thanks, Jaime.